Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Heidi, and in this video I'm going to do my first book review on this channel, and it's going to be I'm Not Dying With You Tonight by Kimberly Joan and Gilly Segal. This story follows two teen girls throughout one night. One is an African-American girl named Lena, and one is Caucasian named Campbell. The story starts off in a football game at a concession stand where two guys are fighting and saying verbally racial things, which starts a domino effect throughout the city with rioting and looting, which puts these two girls that would not normally be together in the same situation and going throughout the city trying to get back home, back to safety. At first reading this book, I didn't realize that there were actually two authors. I thought that was a really good move to have two different authors for the book to show the very difference between the two in the way they are thinking. Campbell sees the police and sees it as help to calm the situation and that it will be resolved very quickly and they will move on throughout their night. And Lena thinks very different and thinks now things have gone out of control. Following along, I grew more interested in Lena's story. She was a very strong-willed, confident character. She had a plan and she acted on the plan throughout the entire book. Campbell was new to the school and she was definitely that typical new girl kind of character. So hearing the thoughts from Campbell to Lena were very interesting to go throughout the book. This book definitely had that YA feel to it. It was definitely geared towards the young adult or teens in high school, the way they acted. I love reading YA books. I read mostly YA novels. Lena, although she was very strong-willed and had a good plan of action, her downfall in her character was her over-obsession with her boyfriend in the book. If her obsession with this boyfriend wasn't there, this story may have been a little different. There wouldn't have been so much conflict that these two characters went through, or they wouldn't have gone through so much danger that they did. But because she was so invested in this boyfriend that obviously didn't care for her as much as she did for him, it was very frustrating to go through that. But other than that, I did really like Lena's character. Reading this book, it definitely made me think about books that I read in high school. I don't know if this specific book would be great to read in high school, but books like this with this topic would be really great. Most of the books I remember reading were about World War or drug use. I mean, I remember reading about books that had drug use in it so much in high school. A book like I'm Not Dying With You Tonight would definitely be a good conversation to have in high school. Now, I came across this book when I was scrolling on the app Libby. I usually listen to my audiobooks just from this app. I listened to it all just in one night. It wasn't very long to listen to. It was just about 5 hours. So it was really good. Within that 5 hours, I actually really enjoyed listening to this book. I had at first looked at the reviews before I got into it. Quite a few of them gave it a 3-star review, and I was reading some of them. I try not to read too many reviews before I get right into a book, just because I don't want that opinion to influence me throughout my reading experience. One of the comments that I read was this book wrapped up way too quickly, or the book left on a cliffhanger. I wouldn't say it ended with a cliffhanger or things unsaid. I would say this book could have gone more in depth with the story, but because it was all in one night, it seemed like it was a quick rush through the story. But all in all, I really did enjoy reading this book. Throughout the book, I didn't really know what I wanted to rate the book as. I was thinking it was kind of coming off as a 3 out of 5 star. But I think because I liked how quick the book was and the fact that it took place all in one night and I ended up finishing the book all in one night, I did really enjoy that. I also really enjoyed the way it ended. It ended with the main focus just being about the two girls, where I definitely think a lot of people would want more closure going into the next day or the following week, but I think it's more of a conversation starter, I guess, about these two girls through the chaos. So overall, I ended up giving it a 4 out of 5 stars. It's not a book I normally would have picked up, but I'm glad I really did. A while back, I did start reading The Hate U Give. The reason why I haven't continued the story was because it was a library book and I had so many other books going on at the same time, and the 2 weeks passed, so I just returned it. But this definitely made me want to pick back up The Hate U Give and complete that story as well. So I'm really glad I did end up finding this book. I hope you liked this review. Let me know if you've read this book or if it's in your TBR list, what you thought of it. And thanks for watching. Bye.